Oh gosh, Will Smith's son, Jaden, has reportedly come out with some seriously disturbing allegations. According to these claims, Will allegedly let Diddy, well, let's just say hurt Jaden, if you catch my drift. I know, it's a lot to take in. Now, we've been hearing rumors for years about Will and Diddy having a little something going on behind the scenes, but this takes it to a whole new level. Let's break it down. Will and Jaden Smith have always been out here flexing about being the best Hollywood parents, right? Well, it seems like that might have been a bit of a stretch. According to these new reports, Jaden feels like Will and Jada weren't just bad parents, but they were actually hurtful. Here's where it gets really wild. Jaden is reportedly claiming that Will allegedly sold him to Diddy, with Jada fully aware of it. Y'all, I'm shook. Apparently, this is why Jaden was so over them and wanted to be emancipated at just 15 years old. Now, let's rewind a bit and talk about Will and Jada's parenting style. They've always preached about not believing in punishment and letting their kids do their own thing. In a 2013 interview, Will famously said, "We don't do punishment. The way that we deal with our kids is they are responsible for their lives. Our concept is, as young as possible, give them as much control over their lives as possible." But here's the tea. It looks like that might not have been the whole truth. Willow, their daughter, spilled some beans on Jada's Red Table Talk show.
Between how black moms will treat their daughters and their sons.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, my goodness. Getting up at the right time. It would be like, you wait, like, you better get up. To me, it'd be like, oh, no, school's about to be, you better get dressed, we need to get the, and it would be like, I'd be in my room like, okay, I gotta get it. But then Jaden is there, she'd be like,
Now see, and Jaden would say the
are
different.
you ready to... And he'd be like, maybe one moment.
Y'all, that's a lot to unpack. Willow's saying there was a serious double standard between her and Jaden, with her facing tougher consequences just because she was a girl. And this is coming from Jada, who's always been loud and proud about her feminist beliefs. It makes you wonder what else was going on behind closed doors. Now let's talk about Willow's Whip My Hair era. Remember that? She dropped that song in 2010 when she was only 9 years old. But it turns out, Willow didn't even want to do the song. She felt like she was too young to deal with the pressure of being a singer, but Will pretty much told her to get over it and hit the studios.
I had to forgive you and Daddy, you know, for that whole Whip My Hair thing. It was mostly Daddy, because he was so, like, harsh at certain times. Like, trying to regain trust for not feeling like I wasn't listened to or no one cared what I felt during that time.
Loves, forcing a 9-year-old into the music industry doesn't exactly align with the whole letting them do their own thing philosophy they've always preached, does it? And the aftermath was rough. Willow struggled with her mental health and went through an identity crisis because of the sudden fame thrown at her so young.
Like, just in this gray area of, like, who am I? Like, is there, like, do I have a purpose? Like, is there anything, like, that I can do besides this?
Things got even darker when Will tightened his grip on Willow's career, ignoring her obvious reluctance and forcing her to go on tour with Justin Bieber for a month. Feeling trapped, Willow made a powerful statement by shaving her head as an act of rebellion. Can you imagine the kind of distress a child has to be in to take such drastic action? But Willow wasn't the only one feeling the pressure. Jaden had his own struggles too. His big break came with The Karate Kid in 2010. But just like Willow, he wasn't ready to dive headfirst into Hollywood at such a young age. Despite his hesitations, Will and Jada pushed him into the limelight. Even though Jaden ended up enjoying the spotlight, that doesn't mean he forgave his parents for bulldozing over his wishes. In fact, reports suggest that Jaden felt deeply betrayed and lost trust in Will and Jada, feeling like they weren't really looking out for him. That resentment grew to the point where, at just 15, he asked to be emancipated from them. Now here's where things get really messy. In a recent interview, Jaguar Wright dropped some major bombshells.
Another thing that, of course, he spoke on last time was, and at the time it happened, was a slap by Will Smith to Chris Rock. We spoke on it. But since then, Jada Pinkett has written a book where she reveals that multiple times she tried to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Not saying exactly what the reason was.
I don't know why she keeps trying. She just get it done. Don't be bad at everything.
Yeah.
You was an all right actress. You was a terrible wife. You was a bad mother. You was a kid who knew that your husband was doing things to boys and did stuff to your son, and you ain't do shit about it.
Y'all, I'm speechless. Jaguar is claiming that Will and Jada allegedly sold Jaden to Diddy. She's also saying that Jada's entanglement with August Alsina was a power move against Will because of this situation. Now, let's talk about those rumors of Will and Diddy having a little something going on. Diddy's former bodyguard has also exposed him for being gay and doing some intimate things with another rapper.
And the artist said, "You ain't want to come up in there? It was a lot of freaky going on."
Remember, Will wasn't always just a big-name actor. He was also a rapper, and a good one at that. He won 4 Grammy Awards in rap categories. So when Diddy's former bodyguard dropped hints about Diddy cozying up to a rapper, a lot of people couldn't help but think of Will. This connection might even explain why Diddy was the first to step in and try to calm things down at the 2022 Oscars after Will slapped Chris Rock.
And Chris, we're gonna solve that like family at the gold party, okay? But right now we're moving on with love. Everybody make some noise.
Now, I know some people might argue that Will couldn't possibly be living a double life because he's married to Jada, but let's be real, their relationship is anything but a fairy tale. Remember the whole August Alsina situation?
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation. He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life.
But it gets even wilder. Jaguar claimed that Jaden wasn't the only person that Diddy and Will allegedly used. She said they used to mentor younger men in the industry, but it was all a front.
And young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
Jaguar, being Jaguar, was not afraid to drop some names.
Meek Mills, Bashir Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Now, we need to talk about how others have been exposing Will for allegedly being on the DL for years. There have even been some pretty serious claims suggesting he forced himself on younger men. A few months ago, Will's former friend and bodyguard, brother Bilal, spilled some major tea about Will and Dwayne Martin allegedly getting cozy. Rumors about Will and Dwayne having a relationship beyond friendship have been floating around since the 90s when they first met on the set of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Their bond was super tight, and Dwayne even got along well with Will's then-wife, Sherry Zampino. Ironically, it was through Dwayne and his wife, Tisha Campbell, that Will eventually met Jada Pinkett, who would go on to become his wife. But here's where it gets really messy. While Will was still married to Cherie, Dwayne allegedly didn't respect those marital boundaries and might have even played a role in their split. Some people speculate that Dwayne's motive was to have Will all to himself, setting him up with Jada while their marriages served as convenient cover stories. And it doesn't stop there. Dwayne's no stranger to accusations of stirring up trouble in other people's marriages. Actress Lisa Ray once called him out, claiming he had a hand in the downfall of her own marriage.
I introduced them. That was one of the worst things I ever did. Somehow within that relationship, I lost my husband to Dwayne Martin, and they became better friends than what me and my husband did, and I couldn't understand that. He became disrespectful with introducing my husband to different women, and women that we actually knew as friends and associates.
But y'all want to know the crazy part about this? It's that Dwayne also allegedly tried to break Will and Jada apart because he was spending so much time with Will that it put a strain on his marriage with Jada. According to an insider at the time, Will spends significantly more time with Dwayne than he does with Jada and the kids, and as time goes by, Jada is growing more upset about it. Jada can't stand Will's relationship with Dwayne. She feels like Will flaunts it in her face, hanging out with him every day and taking him on exotic vacations while she's sitting home alone. The rumors of Will being on the DL continued to grow stronger, and Alexis Arquette even claimed that his first marriage ended because his first wife, Cherie, caught him in bed with a man. Alexis wrote, "When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them." Trisha Paytas also accused him of allegedly forcing her male dancers to sleep with him.
Not worrying about your cheating husband, my male dancers, when they didn't want to. How about talk about that?
Well, this is what Bilal had to say about Will and Dwayne.
So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, "Hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this." So I'm running all over the studio. He's not in his dressing room. I go to the cafeteria. I'm like, but I see his car there. I'm like, where's this guy at? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having a Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up. Like,
if there's one person who's not shocked by this, it's Jaguar Wright. According to her, if Will could allegedly serve up his own son, nobody is off limits. She also mentioned how the feds have been investigating Diddy for a long time on suspicion of doing bad things to young boys. Back in 2013, there were reports that Diddy was being investigated by federal agencies for sleeping with young boys. According to reports, during a debriefing session with federal investigators, James Rosemond, the music manager turned kingpin, was reportedly questioned about the preferences of entertainers, including whether Sean Diddy Combs was having relationships with boys. Diddy's own bodyguard, Gene, also revealed that everyone in the industry knew that Diddy allegedly liked boys.
All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and try to engage other men into acts with him. There was story that he was trying to get Chris Brown. There's stories about, you know, those young boys that he had, a group B5 or something like that, trying to get them. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around.
When you look at the alleged history between Diddy and Will involving younger guys, it's not that far-fetched to consider the possibility that they might have had some private rendezvous together. If there's anyone who's been plagued by down-low rumors as much as Will, it's definitely Diddy. Seriously, the list of whispers about him seems never-ending, with claims pouring in from all over. Not just the usual gossip circles, but also from insiders in the industry. As you can expect, fans had a lot to say about this. Some comments include, "No way is Will Smith innocent. These rumors have been whispers for some time, just as Diddy's have been. He isn't innocent, and maybe that's why he won't divorce Jada. She knows too much. They are pansexuals in Hollywood. None of this is so surprising. It's been going on for years. Very famous people taught Diddy and Will the game. We are just in the age of information where everything is available now. Respect Diddy and Will's talent, but as people, it's part of the Hollywood circle and rituals for them. The truth is stranger than fiction. And now we know why Will was okay with the entanglement. Chile, this is one hot, stanky mess. Now, loves, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this situation? Do you believe Jaguar's story about the alleged freak-offs? Or do you think she might be stretching things a little bit? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Remember, these are all allegations and rumors at this point. Nothing has been proven in court, and both Will Smith and Diddy have not publicly addressed these specific claims. It's important to approach these stories with a critical eye and remember that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. As always, Hot Gossip is here to keep you updated on all the latest celebrity tea. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more juicy gossip. And if you want more drama, check out my next video. Trust me, it's just as wild as this one. Until next time, loves, stay fabulous, stay informed, and keep sipping that tea. Bye. That tea. Bye.